Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I really hope it's been a good one. And it's Sunday morning and the sun is shining and it's wonderful here in the UK. How's the weather where you are? Valerie, how is it in Australia? Anyone listening in India? How is it in India? Because it was glorious when we were there. Oh, I just love it when the sun shines. It makes everything just glow and glimmer and it's just beautiful and sparkle. The trees today up at Box Hill were stunning. Those leaves, there's such a beautiful colour, like range of colour, the browns and the reds and the golds. It just looks incredible. And yeah, I'm just I just feel so blissful and like incredible this morning. Really lovely. And we got the extra hour, and I think that's what's made the difference. Having an extra hour in bed, having a really slow, easy morning. It was just wonderful. It really is. It really is. So what's been happening this week? Well, it's been full on. So Monday, back at work, really calm kind of day, just cracking on, getting things. And then, you know, when there's just like one of those like moments where it just gets really crazy, it was like that. It's like everything happened at once. It's like nice, calm, easy, Then loads of customers came in, the phone was ringing, orders were coming in. It was like it was really interesting. And yeah, just like getting the shop ready from the things that we've bought from India, which is super exciting. And you'll never guess what turned up. The order. You remember from the podcast last week, I was telling you about that order and whether he'd sent it or whether he hadn't. He had, and it came and it arrived. And yeah, so I'm so grateful. It wasn't what we ordered. It wasn't, but we can use it. And we got some new bits in there that we hadn't had before. But he literally must have just chucked it in 2 boxes, put a label on it and sent it out. And he was going to me, if you haven't listened to last week's Sunday Catch-Up podcast, to hear the full story, I'd listen to it. But he literally was going to me, it's with our shippers, but I just need you to confirm the address. And I gave them a different address to the address that I'd given to them before. So I know he lied. But anyway, I have the order. We can make a good display of it. But we were so excited for it back last April. We'd ordered cushions, we'd ordered some stools, we'd ordered some really nice stuff. But what we've got is nice and we'll make good use of it. So, but yeah, can you believe it that order showed up? Amazing. I have another story from India that I was going to tell you last week, but I completely forgot. So I'm going to tell you at the end of this podcast about another story. And it's like, what would you do? And then I'll tell you next week what we actually did. But it will be just one for you to ponder over. What would you do and what are your thoughts about it? It's a classic Indian story. So yeah, really excited about that. Really can't wait to share that with you. So on Tuesday, worked from home. So I've got a new now coming back to work. I feel so refreshed and so in love with what I do and with Quest and the shop and everything. I just feel like I've been given a new lease of life and it's very exciting. But I'm also well aware, and I know I preach this, I do preach it, and I know I talk about it a lot, but that work-life balance is so important. And for Will I Can and I, it's definitely been out of balance. But we've now really, having had the time off, really realised how important that is. And, you know, age is just a number, isn't it? But I am very well aware that I am the age that I am, which is great, and I feel very lucky to be the age. But I also do need to kind of like have, well, Will I Can, and we need to kind of have some time off, and how, like, literally how important that is. As I was sharing with you, I really think I was burnt out before, not that I realised it at the time and wasn't aware of it, but having now had a real good long period of time off, not that I haven't been working, but it's just that going in and out and being in the shop, which is hard. It's really hard being in there. And sometimes, you know, I worked 12 days on the trot, and it's hard. So I'm really important. It's really important for us to have that work-life balance. And I've said to Will, we need one day where we just do nothing, or we do something, but we spend that time together, and then have another day or work from home. And I really think that that's gonna really help, and have some time to you know, to also to make time during those other days, time for meditation, time for exercise, time for run, and just get that whole work-life whole work-life balance in balance, and how that is so important, and only we can do that. So I'm really stepping up my time management, because I want to live life, and I want to experience life to the full. And I've just inquiring and starting on another opportunity as well, which is super exciting, as if I haven't got enough opportunities. But this one is something that I've wanted to do since COVID, since lockdown, and there's an opportunity that's arisen that's just come up for me, and I really think it's gonna really add to what I do. And also I know there are some people that are really going to benefit from it. So yeah, I'll share that with you once I've kind of firmed up and looked into it more. So that's this week's job. So yeah, really excited, and I can't wait to share that with you. I really can't. Tuesday I worked from home. Yeah, it was wonderful, and I had my new office. So Amelia moved out, as you know, many weeks ago, and so the bedroom that Will did up and converted is now become like our little guest room, and I've put my desk up there, and I have the most wonderful view, and it's just lovely. So I really enjoyed working up there. So happy. So it's so nice to be, to work in those fabulous vibes. I just love it. And then on Tuesday, I met with my friend, my long-term friend I've known since the children were like 4. Annie is our friend, Annie and Simon. And Annie lived opposite me, and she taught the girls at school, and we met in the park. And we've hit it off ever since. And she lives in Southport up north, and then has actually got a beautiful cabin where we live. So I met up with her. She was down, and I had a hot cross bun and a cup of tea, and we put the worlds to right, and it was really nice. Just we just have. It's having your tribe is so important, isn't it? Having those people that you can talk to, your friends, a close-knit community, people that have your back, you have theirs. There is nothing in the way. It's clear. I just love that. And so, that was nice on Tuesday. And we'll work from home, and I work from home, and it was lovely. It was really nice. It was like week 1 of the new regime, and it worked really well. And then Wednesday, so Will I Can has a new routine, and we've tried to get into a routine. Well, Will I Can's tried to get into a routine, a work life like routine, working from home and working from the shop. And it's hard when I'm all day at work and he's like all day where we are. It's hard because we don't get to see each other, but yet we're used to seeing each other. So it's kind of like, right, how is Will going to balance doing what he needs to do at the cabin, but as well as Quest? So what he's doing now is, and this has worked beautifully this week, he's dropping me in the morning, and the plan is that he drops me so I can walk in some of the way, and then he then comes in the afternoon, so he then can get his work done at Quest and whatever else he needs to do, and then we go home together. And this week we've trialled it. It's worked really well, except 2 of the days it rained, so I couldn't walk in, but that, apart from that, it just worked great. So really good. And I loved my walk to work on Wednesday. The colours of the leaves, as I said at the beginning, are just so beautiful at the moment. And when the sun hits it, it's just lovely. And also, not only that, the jewellery has arrived from India. Whoopee! So we're starting to get that out. And the shop came back, and the shop is just looking beautiful. The girls have done such a lovely job, and we've made... As I shared last week, we've made some changes, and it's looking great. And not only has the jewellery arrived, but also new clothes. We've got some really nice new jackets that we fell in love with. Will, I can, and I fell in love with them. And we've got them in the shop. We've got new new tote bags that are beautiful fabric. It's all block print, so it's really, really exciting. So Thursday, it took us all day to unpack the clothes, and then on Friday Amelia got them all out, and they just look amazing. And we're selling off the clothes we've had for a couple of years for £10 and £5. It's not bad. It's a real bargain for people, and people really enjoy coming in and getting a bargain as well. But there's all this beautiful new stuff. So yeah, it's been such a fun week. It really has. And then on Friday, we had a day off together. So this is the first, start of having time off together. And we went for a wonderful walk. So we walked down the hill. And it was really slippery, though, even though the sun was shining. But obviously it's been raining this week. And the chalk, it was just really slippy. We had the most wonderful time. We were actually singing on our way home. It was so nice. So we walked down the hill and went to Betchworth Post Office, and they have a coffee shop there called Heart at Work. Heart at Work? No, Heart. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it doesn't matter. All I remember is that it's got the word heart in it. So yeah, it was wonderful. But what was really funny is we got down and the sun is shining, the sky is blue, and it's beautiful. And we crossed this field, which is normally no problem. But this field was overgrown, and I think it was turnips. We think it was turnips. I'm not quite sure. It was a root vegetable, and it was like purple and white. I think it was turnips. I think so. Anyway, but it the leaves had gone over the path bit that you walk down, so we got soaked on our legs. We really did. But that was just really funny. And we walked back a different way, but we went and we got a nice coffee. We shared a tea cake that was lovely. We sat outside. It was just like being on holiday. It was so nice. And then we walked back. We walked back a different way to avoid the turnip field. Which reminds me, wasn't there a children's story, a ladybird about a turnip? I can't remember the story. Didn't they go and pick the turnip but they couldn't get it up? Was that the story? Oh, I can't remember. I'm sure there was one of those ladybird books about turnip. All I remember about those childhood books of the ladybird one is the little red hen who asked the farmyard animals to help her, and then she made bread, and then of course nobody wanted to help her, but then when the bread turned up, everyone wanted a piece. It's funny. Anyway, and the overflowing porridge pot, but I don't really remember that one quite so much. The Three Little Pigs. I love the Three Little Pigs. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Yeah, that was a really good book. Anyway, turnip field. So we crossed another field, but before we did that, we went to, it's not Betchworth train station, it's a level crossing that's further down. And there's a shop there that you wouldn't know was there. It's got a really funny name, but it's full of wool and sewing and all of those, like crochet and all of that. And they do classes, and I'd really not like to knit. I'd like to learn how to knit. My nan taught me when I was younger. I just remember not being very good at that kind of thing, but I just love the idea of a knitting group where you can sit and chat and just make the time. But anyway, there's a workshop in January where you get to make a hat. I'm not sure. We'll see. I might go to it because I just think it would be really good to do something different, and I just love that whole idea. That's what I've liked. Baking is something that you create and you make, and it's a physical thing. I'm really drawn to that at the minute. So anyway, we'll see. But I do fancy that. If anyone fancies joining me, I just think it's going to be such a great workshop. And Will's considering coming as well. I don't know whether we would or not. And I don't even know if we'll be in the country. Hopefully we will be. But I just think it would be great to learn how to knit. Or maybe you already knit anyway. And maybe when I've learned how to knit, we can set up a little knitting circle. That would be so cool. Anyway, we'll see. So where are we? Friday, our heavenly walk. Yes. So then we walked back, and then we got to another field, and it was so muddy. But anyway, we climbed over the gate, and then we're going through. And I just you remember one of those moments that I've shared in previous podcasts when we went to Scotland? It was like one of the early door. In fact, I wasn't doing a podcast then, but I'm sure I shared it with you about the puffins. Did I share that with you? I must have done, because it was such a heavenly moment. Oh, and when I think about another heavenly moment, I think about the Dalai Lama's temple. Oh, quickly, I'll tell you. So we went to Scotland the first time and love Scotland. Absolutely love Scotland. I know I would have shared this story with you, but anyway, love Scotland. Amazing. It's so pleasing on the eye. It's so vast. I think it is Will I Can and I's favourite place in the world. It's amazing. The oh my God, the beaches at Harris are amazing, and around Scotland. We're even thinking of going there. We were thinking of going there next week, would you believe, for a few days, but we're not going to. There's too much going on. But the white sand and the blue, it's just incredible. Anyway, we had one of these moments where we wanted to go and see puffins, and we'd been there for a few days and we hadn't seen puffins. We couldn't find them, blah, 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 blah. I'll make this story really short because it's a bit of a long story. And then we couldn't get to where people said that there were puffins because the British Telecom was doing loads of work there, and we got blocked. And so we came back another day, the next day at like 4 p.m, thinking it was Friday, that they would have left early. And of course we could go there. It was quite a drive. And on the way to going to this moment, this was a really good sign for us. There was some horses around, and there was people walking alongside of the road, and they flagged the car down, bearing in mind we're in Durness. We're that way. Dunnet Head. And so like tip of Scotland. And we ran down our window, and this wasn't the heavenly moment, by the way. This was just the story on the way. And this lady said to her, "Oh, can you just be careful? We're filming with horses and everything else." And Will said something like, "Oh yeah, we're used to horses because we live in Epsom, blah blah blah." And as we know, it's a horsey area. She said, "Oh, these horses are from Headley." Can you believe it? We drive through Headley every day to go home. Unbelievable. And we were like, oh, this is a magical sign, because of course we didn't know if we were going to get to see puffins. So we turn up at Dunnet Head, park the car, and there was this guy with this huge camera, like massive camera, taking pictures in the car park. And me being me, it was like, well, you've got a big camera, ha ha ha, having a chat with him and everything. And I said, oh, we haven't seen puffins yet, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he was like our little tour guide. He took us up over a wall that was really steep, and showed us puffins. It was amazing, and they're so funny, the puffins. They are beautiful little creatures, tiny, and they're so strong, and their little story about how they leave the nest at the early doors, like for 5 years or something, and then they come back and they mate, and then they go off apart, and then they come back. Anyway, they're incredible creatures, puffins, amazing. And we saw these puffins like so close. Anyway, we came back, we climbed over the wall, and then he said, come with me. And he took us to the edge of the cliff. And it was a beautiful sunny day. This was the heavenly moment. The sky was blue, the sun was shining, and there was a puffin, like literally just on the next ledge, which was literally like a stretch of my arm away. So Will and I were sitting on top of this like cliff on a ledge with a puffin that we dreamed of seeing, and the view out to sea, the cliff, the thing. It was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. I'm literally in heaven. And it was such a heavenly moment. It was incredible. It was just one of those moments. You know, one of those moments that you had that's just awesome and nothing else matters, and you just become one with it all. It was incredible and we loved it, and it was amazing watching this little puffin and seeing I can't remember, but anyway, it was beautiful. And yeah, that was like this moment. So coming back to our walking across this field, there was like this feel of this heavenly moment, this magical moment, this real deep like soul connection. And felt it. I felt it. And we were like I was like Indian chanting. Will was singing a song from The Sound of Music, and it was just blissful, and the view around us of the hills and Box Hill and the trees and the sun, and honestly we were like it was just one of those incredible moments, and I absolutely loved it, and it was amazing. And and I just felt it so strong, and it was beautiful. It was like a real beautiful moment. Oh, I just love those heavenly moments. It was amazing. And I cried in Scotland when I saw those puffins. Literally just cried. I had to like keep pinching myself. It was just amazing. And did that in Varanasi as well with the arty. Oh, just incredible. We have so much to be grateful for, don't we? We're so thankful and to have all these experiences and opportunities, and just the simplicity of walking across a field with the sun shining, just feeling like you're in heaven. Oh my goodness me, it was amazing. And just seeing how the universe, the world and the earth, what it has to offer. Honestly, it's just amazing. So yeah, that was the highlight on Friday. It was just beautiful. It really was. And loved it. So Saturday, what happened Saturday? Was at work on Saturday. And it was a really busy day, really busy. We were getting the jewellery out, so that was exciting. And yeah, so many customers had such lovely conversations. It was really nice, really good. So yeah, amazing. And Celebrity Traitors, oh my goodness me, we are really enjoying Celebrity Traitors. Whatever you might think, we're enjoying it. And it's like, they are so silly. They know who it is, but they're just not voting them out. It's just so funny, and we're loving it. I think there's 3 more episodes. And then we've got watching The Hardacres on Channel 5 this week, and we've really been enjoying that as well. It's like a kind of like a Downton Abbey, but not. It's really good, really like it. Anyway, it's just what we've been watching this week and just enjoying it, as well as our Creature Comfort, which is Creature Comfort. That's interesting because it's all creatures great and small, but that's very comforting, nice, easy English thing to watch. Loves All Creatures Great and Small. But there was 2 things I wanted to share last week that I didn't. One was we went to the coast last week, and we listened to a podcast on the way, and it was really interesting. And he'd created this, and we've got to watch it. Cosmos. It was all about the cosmos and astrophysics, I think. And it was really amazing. It's a Stephen Bartlett one. I think his name's Tyrone, I don't know. But anyway, it was brilliant, and I would thoroughly recommend it. If I can remember his name, it doesn't matter. You'll find it. Just put Cosmos in the Stephen Bartlett podcast. Very, very interesting. And he was saying we're made up of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and the universe is made up of the same. We are literally all the same. And I know I say that all the time, that we're the same energy, that we're all one. And literally the science is like backs that up. It's just mind blowing. It really is. And he was saying that the divide comes and the wars come when our beliefs are different. And instead of trying to understand where one person is coming from or what's going on, that they decide to war. And it's like these egoic minds. And honestly, if we can just get to grips with our mind and our programming and our conditioning and become awake, and to realise that there is more to life and that we are all connected and that we are all one, the life would just be so much better. And so it just brings us back that everything is happening for us and that there is no superiority. No one's superior over anyone else. We're literally all the same. Yes, we have different purposes. Yes, we're here to live our lives how we want to live them for richness and for others and to, for ourselves and just to enjoy being who we are. It's just so, so important. And he was talking about how important it is to contribute to society and our communities and how we play a valuable part towards that. Just think, you're part of a tribe, and what are you bringing to that tribe? How are you serving? How are you contributing? So these were the questions that Will and I were asking. And is it magic, or is it just the law of the universe? And listening to his podcast, it's both. I think the magic is the law, is the law of the universe. It is that when we step out of our minds, when we step out of that kind of egoic structure that we need to have to realise that we are more than it. And then the magic just becomes a way of life. And I do think that is just what happens in the universe. Like, the trees don't argue, they just do their magic. And we can do our magic if we get out of our brains and just come into those moments, those glimmers, those moments, and notice. But I know and it will happen again. I'll get caught up in my mind, and then everything, it just feels so dense and it feels so dark. But when we're grounded and connected, it feels so wonderful. It really does. So anyway, this podcast was really, really interesting, and I would thoroughly recommend it if you're interested in a bit of astrophysics and seeing it from his point of view. It's very interesting indeed. So, little story from India. Let's finish with that because that's was really interesting. So, we were recommended to this person in India to do a little tour for us, which he did, and it was amazing. And we met him, and it was a really good connection. Really nice person. It was great, really great. No problems, really lovely, and no doubt we'll use him again. And really great. But we got a phone call a bit into our holiday, and he said that he call us because he had a small favour for us. And basically he phoned and said to us, because he's a tour operator, tour guide, he said to us that he had a gentleman. I don't know whether he'd been doing a tour for him or what had been happening, but he had his wallet stolen a couple of weeks before, and he had a drink problem, and that he was obviously wanting to help this man and was wanting to send him to get some help. I think a doctor had looked at him and said that he needed some help, and obviously he was going to send him to go and get some Ayurvedic treatment. But the guy, because he'd lost his wallet, couldn't pay for the stuff because he didn't have his card or anything, but he could access his money in England because the man came from England. And he was needing, because he was paying everything out, he thought the quickest way of doing it would be from someone from England to take a bank transfer of money and then give him a credit card for that money. He said the guy was in a very bad way and everything else. What would you do? So he'd already apparently had some money from someone else, £900, but this time he wanted £4,500 to help this guy, and he was flying him business class to Kerala, which is another part of India. So this is where we were at. Bearing in mind, really nice guy, really been like helping us. What would you do? I'll tell you what we did next week. But what would you do presented with that? And yeah, I'll leave it there. Interesting, huh? So what's today? Sunday morning. I'm working. Ken and I, as I said in the this morning, it is this morning, but as I said at the beginning of this podcast, Ken and I had a lovely morning. And now I'm at the shop and I'm going to start my day in the shop. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. Really looking forward to it. I've still got more jewellery to put out, and Ken has been helping with that. And yeah, it's been really great. We went to Friends on Friday night as well. Was it Friday night? Thursday night we went to Friends. And she cooked us a lovely meal, and we just had another lovely time. I forgot to mention that because that was really nice. But yeah, it was lovely. Anyway, there we go. I finished. Woohoo! Let's do a meditation. So, taking a deep breath in. Oh, it's enough, isn't it? Just to take a deep breath in. Honestly, Eckhart Tolle says one conscious breath a day makes a difference. It really does. What word is diz? I'm dizzy. No, sorry, distracting. Let's just do that again. Oh my goodness me. Right, deep breath in. And breath out. Just imagine you're under a beautiful healing shower of energy. Just as you shower in the morning, in the evening, just imagine this beautiful energy cascade is coming and pouring down all around you. Ooh, and it's clearing away anything that's not serving your highest purpose, clearing your aura, clearing you. Kind of open up a little portal in your crown and just allow that energy to pour down, just revitalizing all your cells, all those parts of your body that you can't see. Just know it's magically, divinely happening, clearing down round and leaving you, taking everything with you that's not serving you. Oh, beautiful. Coming back to your breath as that just happens for a few moments, breathing in. Breathing out. Knowing all is well and everything is happening for you. And then just imagine that beautiful shower of healing energy, and you can just see it change colour. So just see it. For me, it's gone to like the iridescent rainbowy, goldy, silvery, different colours. It's just coming down and it's just pouring love all around me. Like good vibes, blessings, sparkles, just pouring down through you, around you, and just filling you up. to feeling yourself in that beautiful space. Just letting everything merge. Amazing. Have a beautiful day, and know you can listen, watch all my Indian adventures on YouTube. I'm releasing, I think I've got enough content till the end of November, and every video is incredible, and you can really see, you can see the art, you can see this heavenly moment where we stayed in this sacred space, which was amazing. It's all on YouTube. All my meditations are on there as well, and I'm thinking of doing a live meditation every week as well that you can join. So yeah, I'm really excited for this week. I hope you are too. I hope you really have had a good week. Hope you have a good week, and I will catch up with you next week. Lots and lots of love, and take care. That's my week wrapped up. What stood out, what shifted, and what I'm taking forward. Now it's over to you. What moments shaped your week? What inspired you? Let's keep the conversation going. Come and connect with me on @thesoulcoach or YouTube, and let me know your thoughts. If this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it, tag me, or send it to someone who might enjoy it too. See you next week for another reflection. But until then, take care, stay present, and keep journeying within.